Hello folks, welcome back to Light Source Engraving. My name is Patrick, your host as usual. If it's your first time here, thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Thank you. Now, today's project: apocalypse, zombies, melee weapon, wall art. We are going to be making some wall art inspired by the zombie apocalypse movies or Fallout or any of that sci-fi genre. And I'm going to give you a list of ingredients so we can complete this recipe. So I made one in advance. And what we're going to need is a handle, some sort of piece of wood to use as a handle. We're going to need some bolts, either 2 or 3 bolts, an old saw blade, and if you so desire, some paracord or cordage to wrap your handle. And you can wrap it at the bottom, and the center, at the top, wherever. But I recommend wrapping it at the top because the way I made this adds some extra strength right here where this wood is actually split. If you notice, I split and put the saw blade in it. I did not just attach it to one side. It's much more balanced and hangs on the wall better with this design. But anyway, that's it. That's what we're going to make. I'm going to show you how to do it. Let's get to it. Okay, we're over here at the table, and you'll see I have a fresh piece of wood, a saw blade. I've already cleaned one side of it, but I'm going to show you how to clean the other side with your laser. I have 3 bolts and a Sharpie. First thing I'm going to do is mark exactly where I want this hole from the saw blade to be. I don't want it all the way at the top. I want it down about 1 inch. So I'm just going to hold it about 1 inch down and say we will put the hole right there. Then I'm going to make a tiny mark just to show me where to stop with the slit of the handle. So it needs to be roughly about this deep. And then you can decide whether you want to put like 1 bolt in the center or if you want to do 3 bolts and space them out evenly between the 2. So let's say I put another bolt here and then another one in the center. We'll say those are the 3 bolts. So first thing I'm going to do is drill this first hole. Once I drill the first hole, actually I'll drill all 3 holes. So I'll drill all 3 holes. Then I will take it to the vise, clamp it, and then cut this in half down to the mark. And then we'll be ready to insert the saw blade after it's cleaned and engraved. And then we'll drill the holes in the saw blade once it's positioned in the handle. Just drill right through them. Alright, the first thing I want to show you here in Lightburn is I have 2 circles. The outer circle runs from the end of the sawtooth to the other side, to the other end of the sawtooth. And then this tool layer, that is from the bottom of a sawtooth to the bottom of a sawtooth. The tool layer will be what we use to size our graphic that we're going to burn onto the saw blade. So we'll come back to that later. First, we just want to run the red layer with this cleaning pass. So let's select it. And I'm going to be running a speed of 8,000, power 60, frequency 80, Q pulse of 500, line interval 0.032. This is a 200 millimeter lens on a 120 watt laser. So that's why I'm running fast and 60% power. All right, I'm going to run framing in Hall mode. Then I like to put down a spare piece of aluminum to catch any extra laser beams that fall off, and I use it all the time. As you can see, I've used it before. See our freshly cleaned saw blade. Now if you look at the back, you'll see where I've had my fingerprints on the side that I cleaned previously. Just remember, saw blades rust. That's why we're cleaning it, because it's rusty. So once you're done with your masterpiece, before you hang it on your wall, and before you put this blade down into the wood, I would clear coat it You can always spray it after it's in the wood too. It doesn't matter. But I would just spray it so that you get a clear coat on it so it doesn't get rusty and nasty. Now I'm going to show you how to make a design. What to do is Google FX. And then at the top you'll see AI Test Kitchen, Image FX, AI Test Kitchen, Google. Click on that link. And it'll come here where we can generate an image. And what I'm going to do is specify I want a circle design. So circle design of a circle Celtic design. I was getting ahead of myself. So I want a circle Celtic design. I also want it black and white. And I'm going to just specify SVG vector style for laser engraving. And let's see how that does for us. About this Image FX is it creates tags out of what you pipe in, so you can actually go and select different options. You see that? So let's say I put metal etching and create. So let's see what it changes. Then we'll go back and look at the other ones. Then we can make these a little bit bigger, and then you can slide through them. And basically just find one that you like. I'm going to try to find one that, let's see, let's go back to number 1. Actually, I think the ones that put metal actually look better. Let's go with this one. So I'm just going to hit copy image, go back to Lightburn, and paste the image. And I'm just going to click trace image and see what we get. I'm going to click fade. And we're missing a lot of it, so we can start to grab more of it by adjusting our slider. But it could cause us to lose other parts of it. Initially, I'm not happy with how this is tracing out just because the bottom border is so dark. Let's head back to Image FX. Let's call this Absolute black and white because for some reason it's giving me some shades. I'm just going to get rid of the metal etching part. Let's see if this gives us a better result. Sometimes you just have to play around and find the right keywords and what you need to put into each different AI to make the logo like you want it. These look a little more promising. Really cool designs. I think I'm going to give this one a shot. Let's go back to Lightburn. Paste that guy. And it's still a little dark at the bottom. Didn't really notice that, but we'll see. Zoom in. Oops, zoomed too far. I'm just going to hit OK and see how it looks. I don't think it's going to look pretty good. It's not too bad. It's got a little graininess to it. If you want to see the panel of 4, you can just click the panel right here. Trace it. That looks good already by default. Colors, the shades were much more balanced, so let's hit OK. Bring this over here. And then what I want to do is ungroup this. grab this outer border and delete it so that we get the negative of that. I think that looks pretty cool. I think that might be the way to go. Just do the negative. And it will take less time, so hopefully. So now I want to group it, Control G. Let me hit P to center it. And I'm going to put it on the black layer. Now, let's see, let me hide the red layer. See, that is 210. So we can make this 210. All right, now we should be at the correct size to actually do our engraving. And it can stand to go a little bit bigger. So let me get out of here. I'm going to make it 215. I'm going to go with that and leave a little bit falling off right at the valley between the teeth. And then I'm just going to do this in a fairly, probably black mark, and we'll see how it turns out. Know the setting. So with the 120 watt, 200 millimeter lens, it's speed of 1500, power 35, frequency 200, Q pulse of 90, line interval is 0.008, and we're going to run 2 passes. So let's run that and see how it does. All right, I'm going to put this in fast forward mode and fast forward through this engraving. But yeah, you do see some sparks. Yeah, it might rust. Well, it's going to rust anyway. We already know that. So that's why we're going to clear coat it. And if you decide, which I might do, that I want to do a different shade in between this black, I might just invert that image or the graphic again and run something just like a gold to be in the center of all these black lines. So let's see how it looks like when it's done and then go from there.
Watching the lines as they begin to glow. Lasers at work, put on a show. Every pulse, every move, precision's the key. But all the way, it's eternity. Tick tock, the laser hums as we wait for the masterpiece to come. Hold on tight, it won't be long. This artwork's worth the waiting.
Okay, our engraving is done. Both sides. Identical design. All I have to do is just slide the blade into the handle. And once you have your blade slid into the handle, go ahead and put the first bolt in. Make sure it's centered, lined up how you want it. And we'll proceed to drill a hole in the saw blade. Right, here is our finished apocalypse-inspired wall art. I will spray this so it doesn't rust. And I'll probably do another handle wrap on it, just so it gets that wrap right around the gap here. Keeps that nice and tight. But there we go, another piece of wall art. This is a nice one. But what if you don't have a fiber laser, or you don't have a fiber laser that has a work area that's big enough to accommodate a blade, a large blade like that? Well, if you have a laserMATIC, I'm going to show you how to mark that blade with your laserMATIC. If you have a CO2 gantry, then you can use a marking spray like Brilliance, which is what I would do. So you can either use Brilliance, or you can use the laserMATIC and adjust your settings to have it mark on steel and get a nice mark on a saw blade. So let's jump into Lightburn, and I'll set the laserMATIC up in order to run the steel.
Okay, we're here in Lightburn, and I just want to show you real quick the setting I'm using for the laserMATIC. 30 watt. It is the laserMATIC Mark II 30 watt, speed of 2000, power of 90, overscanning of 4%, non-interval of 0.06, and a bidirectional fill. Filling shapes all at once should be selected. That way it just gets everything in one pass. We're not using the flood fill or anything like that. And that is it. Now, I'm going to refer you to my video that came out last week for the console and how to set steel engraving settings with the $28 command, and making macros in Lightburn to make that a one-click process. So if I do show all and hit steel, then if it was connected, it would show exactly what was going on right here. But like I said, check the description. There's a link to my previous video on how to set up macros, and those show you the settings for steel. And that's all it takes. I did use a piece of poster board. I cut out a circle approximately the size of the circle in the saw blade. Use that to center up the saw blade so that I know that it is perfectly centered. And then from there, we are going to hit start and run the job.
Watch the lasers ignite, crafting with precision, every cut's just right. From wood to leather, glass and more, light source engraving technique we explore. Engrave your world, make it shine, subscribe now. Let's design with tips and tricks, projects too, light source engravings here for you. Tutorials and guides, we got what you need. For beginners or pros, we plant the seed. Create with lasers, let's innovate, and light source engraving, let's elevate. Engrave your world, make it shine, subscribe now. Let's design with tips and tricks, projects too, light source engravings here for you. Tutorials and guides, we've got what you need. For beginners or pros, we plant the seed. Create with lasers, let's innovate, and light source engraving, let's elevate. Engrave your world, make it shine, subscribe now. Let's design with tips and tricks, projects too, light source engravings here for you. Turn on the laser and get the air started. Focus the beam, never be outsmarted. Download the free files we share with you. We can't wait to have you as part of the crew. Engrave your world, make it shine, subscribe now. Let's design with tips and tricks, projects too, light source engravings here for you. So hit that like, share, and subscribe. Now you're part of the LSE tribe. Join the channel, become our hero. Light source engraving, watch us grow. Start your laser journey with our show. Hit the bell and stay in the know. Watch the show.
Step into the light, watch the lasers ignite, crafting with precision, every cut's just right. From wood to leather, glass and more, light source engraving technique we explore. Engrave your world, make it shine, subscribe now. Let's design with tips and tricks, projects too, light source engravings here for you. Tutorials and guides, we got what you need. For beginners or pros, we plant the seed. Create with lasers, let's innovate. And light source engraving, let's elevate. Engrave your world, make it shine, subscribe now. Let's design with tips and tricks, projects too, light source engravings here for you. Turn on the laser and get the air started. Focus the beam, never be outsmarted. Download the free files we share with you. We can't wait to have you as part of the crew. Engrave your world, make it shine, subscribe now. Let's design with tips and tricks, projects too, light source engravings here for you. So hit that like, share, and subscribe. Now you're part of the LSE tribe. Join the channel, become our hero. Light source engraving, watch us grow. Start your laser journey with our show. Hit the bell.
There's the finished product. And here's the backside that I did last night. That will conclude today's live stream of the saw blade. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you get notified of the next one. All right, we are back. We have the two saw blades. One ran with the fiber laser, one ran with the laserMATIC. In general, it's hard to tell them apart. So let me get you a nice close look on those. So here they are, side by side. There we go. Get them at the same light angle, approximately. Both sides done. But this one is the laserMATIC. This one is the fiber laser, laserMATIC, fiber laser. And these turned out really, really nice. Hopefully you can see those. There we go. Pretty cool. Nice wall art. I ran out of bolts. I got some new bolts. I'm going to cut these off so they don't stick out as far, because I don't want anything that would hurt anybody to be on these pieces of wall art. So we'll cut those bolts off. But anyway, thank you for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share. It really helps out the channel. It's a free way to help support me and keep the channel growing. But I do appreciate everyone. I appreciate my patrons for allowing me to buy all this testing material, stop at the flea markets, pick up some saw blades and some handles and whatnot. Channel members, thank you as well. You guys are helping me out tremendously. So everyone, just thank you for your support. I greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to check out the Laser Makers Realm Facebook group. So head to Facebook, search Laser Makers Realm. There's also a link in the description. And you post pictures of your work. If you use any of my files or any of my projects or anything, post pics. We want to see them. If you use any of Rich's stuff or any of Jeremy's, yeah, just share whatever you got. We like looking at what you guys are doing out there. And it helps inspire us to make new videos as well. But most importantly, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.